It is my passion and my purpose to help others to become their very best selves. As we are in the middle of this pandemic, we are having high levels of anxiety, high levels of stress. And so I made a commitment to come Facebook Live on my personal page instead of any of my private groups, because I felt like this message needed to be shared with more than those who are in my private group. So let me do a recap. I usually do a recap every night, and I want to tell you of the different areas that I have covered as it relates to self-care. I have covered physical self-care, emotional self-care, mental self-care, psychological self-care, spiritual self-care, relational self-care, intellectual self-care, social self-care, and sensory self-care. On top of that, I have given acronyms, and I'm going to go through those acronyms really fast. The first one is CALM. The C stands for clarity. The A stands for attention. The L stands for memories or moments. Relax. Real. The R stands for relax. The E stands for energy. The A stands for action. The L stands for learn. Flow. The F stands for follow. The L stands for lessons. The O stands for obey. The W stands for worship. Care. The C stands for change. The A stands for assertive. The R stands for rest. The E stands for eager. Reset. The R stands for release. The E stands for experience. The S stands for space. The E stands for evaluate. The T stands for time. Dream. The D stands for determined. The R stands for restored. The E stands for effective. The A stands for apply. The M stands for mind. Goals. The G stands for give up. The O stands for overflow. The A stands for alleviate. The L stands for luxury. And the S stands for shine. So those are the acronyms that I have given, and those are the areas of self-care that I have given. On the very first night, I said that we were going to be learning more about self-care, and I also said that we are going to put an action plan in place. Well, I believe it was Sunday night. I asked you if you had to pick which area of self-care that I have covered was your favorite, which one would it be? I believe that was Sunday night that I asked that question. So tonight we are going to begin to put a self-care action plan in place. So I hope that you have your journal or your notepad, whatever you have been taking your notes in. That is what we are going to do tonight. We're going to put a self-care, we're going to begin to put a self-care action plan in place. In order for you to be effective and also committed to self-care, you must have some type of plan in place. What do I mean when I say that? If you don't have a plan in place, then more than likely you are not going to do it. When you have a plan in place, that means that you have goals, you have those things that you want to achieve. So tonight, we are going to begin to put the action plan in place. So tonight, what I would like to ask you, if you had to choose a word, one of the acronyms that you would focus on this week, what would that word be? Tonight, we are going to take your word and we are going to put together a holistic self-care action plan for us this week. If you had to pick an acronym out of the ones that I have given you, for it to be your focus this week, what would your word be? Would it be goals? Would it be dreams? Would it be reset? Would it be care? Would it be flow? Would it be relax? Would it be calm? What would your word be if you had to choose an acronym for you to focus on this week? You are going to take this acronym and you are going to build your holistic self-care action plan for this week. What would your word be if you had to choose a word? All right, I see care. I see flow times 2, and that means that flow times 3, because I also picked flow as well. And I'm going to use the whiteboard tonight. All right, so that's care, 2 for care. Three for flow. 3 for care. Dream. All right, anybody else? If you had to pick an acronym tonight, what would it be from the ones that I've given? All right. Oh, I did. Did I skip? Oh, no, I didn't. I did that one first. Calm, okay. Anyone else? If you had to pick an acronym tonight, what would it be? What would it be? So far, we have 3 for care, 3 for flow, 1 for dream, and 1 for calm. Anybody else? If you had to pick an acronym for tonight, for this week, out of the ones that I have given you, what would you pick? Okay, so those of you who have identified a word, your acronym, here is what I want you to do. You are going to set up your holistic self-care action plan. Now, for me, it's pretty easy. I don't know what type of journal you are using. Okay, Erica said reset. Okay, I don't know what type of journal you're using, but we're going to make it work tonight. But I'm going to show you mine, and I actually did mine on yesterday. So my transformational planner, for those of you, some of you have it. This is my new transformational planner that lasts for a year. It goes for a year. So in my planner, it allows me to lay out my week. Can you see that? It allows me to lay out my week. And you will see that I have at the top, holistic self-care chart. That is what you're about to make. And you will see that I already have flow written there. So I already laid mine out, right? So, what you are going to do is, remember, what is written is what will manifest. So, what you are going to do is, I want you to, if you're using a notepad, it doesn't matter what you're using, or if you're using a journal. What I want you to do is, I want you to begin to write the days of the week. The days of the week. I want you to write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I want you to write them all across the days of the week on whatever it is that you have been taking your notes in. It is so important to keep the same journal or the same notepad so that you keep everything together. Remember, we're writing a holistic action plan. So that is what good evening, thank you. So that is what I want you to do. Begin to write the days of the week at the top. Or if you have a journal that lays it out like mine, that's fine. If it allows you to lay out the entire week, I want you to write it out. Write the entire week out. Now, you're going to begin the week with Sunday. And so Sunday would be yesterday. So we're going to be a day short, but that's okay. You'll start today. You'll start today. All right. So now you identified, some of you did, what your acronym is for this week. I want you to do what I did at the very top of where you wrote the days of the week. I want you to write holistic self-care chart. Then I want you to write in all caps, whatever your acronym is that you chose. Write it in all caps. Whatever is written is what will manifest. And so tonight we are going to begin to set our holistic action plan in action. And we're going to do it right here tonight. So what you're going to do is you are going to identify by writing down the things that you will do throughout the week and which day you will do them on. You can pick from these things or you can identify your own. Let me give you the things that you can pick from. Journaling, meditation, exercise, walk, bike ride, drink water, burn a candle, spend time in nature, a bubble bath, listen to music, read a book, puzzle books, pray, family time, board games. What I want you to do is, and I'll go through those again. I know I said them quickly. As you hear the ones that you think you want to do, I want you to begin to write them down and write them down on the days that you will do them this week. Again, I want you to identify three of them that you will do this week. Again, I'm going to give them to you again. Journal, meditation, exercise, walk, bike ride, drink water, burn a candle, spend time in nature, bubble bath, listen to music, read a book, puzzle books, pray, family time, or board games. and that's spending time with family. There were a few of you on Sunday that pick relational as yours. So now I'm going to show you mine because mine is already done for the week. You will see that on Sunday, I have connect with nature. And if you follow me, well, most of you follow me on social media, you will see that I did that yesterday because I went to the lake after church on yesterday. So I connected with nature. Then on Monday, you will see that I will do affirmations, that I will journal, and that I will meditate. The other thing that you see is that I have either AM or PM, right? Then on Tuesday, you will see my planner allows you to lay it out just like that. Then on Wednesday, you will see Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And that's what I want you to do. So I could not read it with it up there, but this is what I identified. So my word is flow. And on Sunday, connect with nature. On Monday, affirmations. And I'm going to do them in the AM. Why? Because the affirmations are going to help me start my day. So I'm going to do affirmations in the AM. I'm going to do my journaling and my meditation PM. It's important that you identify what time of day you're going to do the things that you put in your holistic self-care action plan. If you do not identify whether you will do it at AM or PM, then you are really not putting your plan in place. You are simply just writing it down. On Tuesday in the AM, I'm going to do my affirmations. On Wednesday in the AM, I'm going to do my affirmations. I'm going to journal in the PM, and I'm going to do my meditation in the PM. On Thursday, I'm going to do my affirmations in the AM. On Friday in the AM, I'm going to do my affirmations. In the PM, I'm going to do my meditation. On Saturday in the AM, I'm going to do my affirmations. On Saturday in the AM, I'm going to do my journaling. On Saturday, I am going to connect with nature. So now you have picked 3 things that you are going to do as you work on your holistic self-care plan. But you've taken it a step further. If you wrote it down, you are actually putting your plan into place so that you will have something to go by. When you do that, it helps you to stick with it a lot better. If you don't lay it out like that, more than likely, you are not going to stick with it. I am telling you things that I have had to do for years as it relates to my self-care. Am I an expert? No, I am not an expert in this area, but I am one who has experienced burnout, major anxiety. If you have my book, you read in my book, Got Faith for the Journey. In this book, if you took the time to read it, you will read in that book that I was hospitalized for 4 days. And then when they got ready to release me, they wanted to put me on medication, and they said that I would be taking medication for the rest of my life. Well, if you read my book, you know what happened, and you know that that is not how the story ended. So no, I'm not an expert, but I am someone who has actually done the work as it relates to self-care. Many people ask me, how is it that you do all of the things that you do? Because I lay out my life. If it's not in my transformational planner, more than likely, I do not do it. I am not one that somebody can call at the last minute and say, let's do this. It's probably not going to work. And the reason I do that is because in my life as a pastor and in my life when I was a victim advocate, I had too many emergencies that I would have to respond to. So therefore, I made it a habit to plan my life. It is so important. And if you are going to benefit from true self-care, you must lay out a holistic self-care plan. So now I'm going to ask the question. Several of you identified what your word is. Now I want to ask if there is anybody who has laid out, by writing it out, your holistic self-care action plan, and you will share it with us by typing it on the screen, and you will remember to tell us whether you're going to do whatever those 3 things are, how many times in that week, whether you're going to do them in the AM or the PM. It's very imperative that we take the time to put the action plan in place. If we don't have an action plan in place, more than likely, we are not going to do it. Whatever is written is what will manifest. In your head is not good enough. You must write it down in order for it to manifest. I've told you the stories about for years I used to I'm a dreamer, and I would have dreams, and by the time I wake up in the morning, I wouldn't remember the dream, and it will be some good stuff. So what I learned from that is that I need to keep a notepad or my journal or something beside my bed, and when it comes to me, I get up and I write. You can't say, oh, I'll write that down in the morning. Let me tell you, you're not going to remember it. Okay, so you said, Katina, exercise, water, and prayer. Okay, so I need you to tell me the days of the week that you are going to do that. You got to be specific. All right, Carlistra, Tuesday, you're going to drink water all day. All right, Thursday, you're going to burn candles, okay? And Saturday, you're going to go walking. Okay, so you put an action plan in place. Now, Carlistra, identify if you are going to do those things in the AM or the PM. All right, Katina, so you're going to pray in the AM and exercise in the PM. I think that's what you're saying. And you're going to drink water in the AM. I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, we got to lay it out, because if we don't lay it out, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now, there were others of you who identified your acronym, the word that you are going to use? Have you laid out, okay, thank you. Have you laid out your holistic self-care action plan? Perhaps you're not able to lay it all the way out while we are in this space, but I want you to lay it out. It's important. And I said the first night that we came here that we were going to put an action plan in place. This is only our first step of putting an action plan in place, a holistic self-care action plan in place. All right, Carlistra, you're going to walk in the AM and burn the candles in the PM, all right, and drink water all day, all right? Very good. Okay. All right, Katina. All right, anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Did you identify or did you lay out your... Okay, Sister Sharon. Okay, you're going to walk in the AM and you're going to do a bubble bath in the AM and you're going to drink water in the AM and the PM. All right? Okay. Working on our holistic self-care plan. All righty. Okay. Erica, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday AM, you're going to walk. All right. Burn candles on Thursday and Saturday in the PM. All right. Puzzle book in the PM. All right. Thursday and Friday, drink water the puzzle book Thursday and Friday. And then you're going to drink water all day, Tuesday through Saturday. All right. Okay. Exactly what my sis. All right. Water all day. See, you're putting it in place. So I hope that you wrote it out like that. And then that's only for this week. Next week, we're going to identify another acronym and we're going to lay out our holistic self-care plan. Why? Because we're going to begin to do this on a regular basis. Why? So that we can be more serious about our self-care. So I want to ask you, how did that feel? Writing it out. You don't have to type anything. Tap like or tap hearts. How did you feel while you began to put your holistic self-care plan in place? How did you feel writing that? Yeah, there should have been a type of release because you were beginning to lay it all out. And you should definitely feel better after laying it out. Guess what? You're going to feel even more better when you begin to do the things that you laid out. I promise you, this self-care thing is so beneficial. And you're going to see that when you begin to get serious about your self-care. Remember, I said that there will be those who will think that you are being selfish because you are taking care of yourself. Guess what? Allow them to think whatever it is that they want to think, but know that your self-care is for you. So